An update on the Borussia Dortmund bus bombings. Mbappe and Ronaldo get braces in the Champions League quarterfinals. Shakespeare protests just the right amount as Atletico down Leicester City. Didier Drogba is officially coming to a USL Western Conference franchise near you. And the Norse saga of long-distance football has finally begun. It's Thursday, April 13th, 2017. I'm Taylor Rockwell, and you are listening to The Goalmouth, a podcast collaboration between Dirty Tackle, Howler Magazine, and The Total Soccer Show. Up first, Wednesday saw three different Champions League quarterfinal matches take place. Dortmund fell at home to Monaco 3-2. Bayern also lost at home, that would be 2-1 to Real Madrid. And Atletico Madrid welcomed Leicester City to the quarterfinals with a 1-0 victory. But before we get into what happened on the pitch, here's a quick update on the Dortmund bombings. As George and most of the global news community told you on Wednesday, Dortmund's match against Monaco was postponed due to an attack on the German club's team bus. German police have detained one suspect and are searching for another. Both suspects have been described by prosecutors as having links to, quote, the Islamist spectrum, end quote. And according to The Guardian, quote, the suspects are believed to be a 25-year-old Iraqi man from the western city of Wuppertal and a 28-year-old German man from Frondenberg, 25 miles east of Dortmund. At least one of them is believed to have been in the vicinity at the time of the attack, end quote. Three different groups have reportedly claimed responsibility for the attack, though police are believed to be giving the most weight to the letter found close to the scene of the attack, which suggested it was the work of Islamic terrorists. Now, with all that said, let's talk about soccer, shall we? In Wednesday's early match, Monaco jumped out to a 2-0 first-half lead and held on for a crucial 3-2 victory in Germany. A brace from future world's most expensive player Kylian Mbappe and an own goal from Dortmund defender Sven Bender, who was subbed off at halftime, proved enough for Monaco despite second-half goals from Ousmane Dembele and Shinji Kagawa. All that said, the play of the game might have been Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang's assist for the assist on Dembele's goal. He pulled off a flying side backheel, which we on the Total Soccer Show dubbed a side scorpion, in the lead-up to Dembele's goal. Dortmund midfielder Nuri Sahin came on at halftime, along with America's most important national resource, Christian Pulisic, and after the match, the Turkish international gave an emotional interview in which he summed up the situation for Dortmund pretty well. Quote, until I was on the pitch in the second half, I didn't think about football, to be honest. Last night, I didn't realize what happened, and when I was at home, my wife and son were waiting for me in front of the door, and then I felt how lucky we were. I know football is very important. We love football, we suffer with football, we love football. I know we earn a lot of money and have a privileged life, but we are human beings. There is so much more than football in this world, and last night we felt it, end quote. You hear that, UEFA? It's almost like being forced to play a soccer game 24 hours after surviving a terror attack is at least somewhat challenging. Let that be a lesson. Staying in Germany, Bayern Munich jumped out to an early 1-0 lead courtesy of an Arturo Vidal header, who will no doubt be ruining his missed penalty late in the first half, as his side eventually lost to Real Madrid 2-1 at the Allianz Arena. Cristiano Ronaldo ended a 7-month Champions League goal drought by netting twice in the second half, thereby becoming the first player ever to score 100 Champions League goals. His brace came on either side of a Javi Martinez red card. He picked up yellows in the 58th and 61st minutes. Amazingly, it could have been much worse for Bayern Munich were it not for Manuel Neuer, who was able to deny all three of the BBC, that'd be Bale, Benzema, and Cristiano, at various points in the game. Even so, he looked decidedly less than pleased to have let in the winner, which did sort of go between his legs and into the net. Chin up, Manuel. There's always next week. Over in Spain, a controversial penalty for Atletico Madrid saw the hosts secure a 1-0 victory over the visiting Leicester City. In the 27th minute, Leicester's Mark Albrighton made contact with Atletico's Antoine Griezmann near the edge of the box, and referee Jonas Eriksson whistled for a penalty. Replays indicated that the contact looked to have occurred outside the box, with Griezmann's momentum causing him to fall inside the area. Leicester boss Craig Shakespeare definitely wasn't thrilled with the decision, stating, quote, it is a really disappointing decision by the referee. It is a key moment in the game. He has to get that one right. He can't guess on those things. It's a definite free kick, but it's outside the box, end quote. For the record, I contemplated trying to find a somewhat amusing William Shakespeare quote to substitute there, but I figured 1, that would take a lot of effort, and 2, I'm guessing we're all kind of tired of Shakespeare puns at this point. As some guy once said, better a witty fool than a foolish wit. Potential MLS news now. What do you get when you combine Ashley Simpson's baby daddy, a famous club DJ, and Didier Drogba? The answer? 3 of the minority owners of a USL club. That's because the Chelsea legend has officially joined Phoenix Rising FC, the Arizona-based USL club, which is seeking to secure an MLS expansion slot sometime in the next 3 years. According to the New York Times, Drogba is expected to play for the club for 1 or 2 seasons before moving to a role either in the back office or on the club's coaching staff. He has also taken equity in the team, meaning that he is now soccer's first player-owner. Drogba turned down offers from clubs in England, France, China, and Brazil, where legendary club Corinthians had reportedly already begun printing jerseys with his name on the back. So, to paraphrase an old saying, never count your Drogbas until you've given them an ownership stake in your franchise. And finally, it was a scant 1,152 years ago that the great heathen army came together under a unified command to invade the 4 Anglo-Saxon kingdoms that constituted England. Now, it seems, one Scottish U19 side is attempting to do the opposite, one soccer ball at a time. According to the BBC, a ball belonging to the Banks OD FC U19 team was kicked over a fence at the Aberdeen club's ground, landed in the River Dee, was swept out into the North Sea, and was eventually recovered in Norway. The club was contacted by Johnny Mickelson, who wrote, quote, "Hi, you properly have one of the best long-distance kickers in the world. A friend of mine found a football with your club name on it by the seaside. It has traveled quite a distance. We are located 1,800 kilometers, that would be 1,118 miles, north of Aberdeen on an island called Vana, 10 kilometers or 6 miles north of Tromsø, the capital of North Norway. The football is just a little bit dirty after such a long distance, but fully usable," end quote. He enclosed a photo of the ball, which genuinely does look like it could go right back to full-time use because it is, after all, a Scottish football and is therefore far tougher than most other soccer balls. And with that, we've come to the end of yet another Goalmouth episode. You can explore all these stories in more depth by subscribing to our newsletter. The link, as always, is in the show notes. I've been Taylor Rockwell. Brooks Peck will be with you tomorrow. Until then, I'll leave you with today's Goalmouth top tip. If it ain't Scottish, it's crap.